First of all, to begin with, the Tea Party is not at the moment a grassroots organization. It began as one. However, grassroots organizations are organizations independent of any other political organization. And the Tea Party is associated with the Republican Party, which means that it is not a grassroots organization. That's just a minor point. Now I'd like to begin with the important ones. First of all, the delegate of Mexico has heard lots of complaints that the resolution is based on only one organization, which will be established. However, the delegate of Mexico has not seen one amendment that will actually do anything effective to change that. The delegate of Mexico would like to remind everyone that this is about bridging the gap between the United Nations and grassroots organizations, not the governments of local countries, and this delegate doesn't understand why people don't believe it will be a success. If the United Nations didn't establish any organization because they thought that it wouldn't fail, then the United Nations would not be here today. So the delegate would like to stress that this resolution is a strong resolution and is the only viable alternative. The delegate would also like to stress the importance of this resolution. Grassroots organizations are out there. Grassroots organizations hold political power. However, there is no organization that works with grassroots organizations to help ensure that they remain peaceful, to help them, be monitored by governments, to help just to generally be there for these organizations. And I don't think that UNIGO is, I think that UNIGO is the answer to this problem.
Thank you, Delegate. This delegate's question is, why exactly would nations which already have strong communications with their grassroots movements within their own nation domestically, why would they want to sign up for this resolution which calls a new UN body to come into our nation and to control these?
UNIGO will help to support these organizations too. If the country is not a huge fan of protests, which I believe is not exactly something that the UN likes, but if it doesn't like protest groups, then UNIGO, yes, it will support these organizations, but at the same time, it will also provide a second way of monitoring them.
I'd like to know why the resolution has so much focus and on the possible violence or monitoring these grassroots organizations, when you've said multiple times throughout your speeches that grassroots organizations are peaceful and don't partake in violent activities.
Because grassroots organizations are peaceful. However, as with any protest group, they have the potential to become violent. Someone mentioned the Taliban being considered a grassroots organization here, and even if that's how they began, they clearly became violent. So I think it's important that if a organization, a grassroots movement is peaceful now, we ensure that it remains peaceful through the future and that we don't allow them to become violent. And so UNIGO helps with that, actually, preventing that.
Is the delegate not aware that NGOs like INSTRAW work with grassroots organizations all the time, as do many NGOs, and yet NGOs like INSTRAW have no right to vote, get overruled by not only the member states, but also the Security Council, and they're therefore pointless. And this would make UNIGO pointless too. Is she not aware of that?
The delegate is confused as to why INSTRA is calling himself pointless, but
Order in the House, please.
however, if you'd like to do so, the delegate would like to say that UNIGO, you're right, it will only be a non-voting representative in the United Nations. However, at the same time, it will also be a valuable source of information as it will monitor the grassroots organizations, and it will help to work with.
Thank you. You may lower your buttons. All those against the resolution, please raise your buttons high. Thank you, delegates. And all those abstaining from the vote on the resolution? So with 8 votes in favor, 25 against, and 14 abstentions, yes, Delegate Mexico? That will not be granted, Delegate. So since it is a very time-consuming motion, so with 8 votes in favor, 25 votes against, and 14 abstentions, this resolution fails, and clapping is definitely not in order.